Hey, thanks for stopping by and checking out this video. This thing has taken me about 4 to 5 years to get the footage for. So yeah, I've been hunting the footage for a while to throw together a good 20-minute long video of just old openers. So I hope you guys dig it. This is all for you.
Supporting my boy Evan Artsy.
Evan Artsy. Man, if you want to see somebody draw, go to his channel.
Evan Artsy.
I bought some merch. So yeah, check this video out. Tell me what you think. Well, these people are getting ready to say farewell to this old Genie.
That just sucks.
This one's a pre-1993. Does not have safety sensors. Yeah, this machine was a fantastic machine. I mean, it's survived throughout the years here in hot Texas. Here's what it looks like. Back here, you got the limit switch. So we'll see how that works. You can see the old pull manual release.
Fire in the hole!
Spring loaded, you know, so when you pull this out, it drops from that chain. Basically the groove in that chain is, that little bar is going through it, and it comes out the top here a little bit. Here's what activates the limit switch. It just basically goes around and triggers, like I said, the limit switch right there. So let's give this guy a ride before I take it out. You see how that dog came around, tripped the limit switch. So I keep referring to that piece that's on the chain as a dog. The guys that trained me a long time ago, that's what they called it way back in the day. So that's, you know, naturally that's what I'm going to call it. So if you're wondering what a dog is, it's that piece that's on the chain. There's that dog. It tripped the switch there. So that's pretty cool. You know, you don't see those anymore like that. Let's go ahead and give it a run one more time. It's got the one light bulb coming out the front there. 100 watt max for that. But yeah, that thing looks like an old tank. So yeah, back to this little pull release. So once you pull that down,
Fire in the hole!
you can see how it disengages it. That way you can work the door manually. Thanks for checking out this old Genie. Yeah, I thought before I throw this old machine away, I'll take the cover off so that way we can kind of see what's inside this old dinosaur. Alright, there we go. Took it off. You can see all those spider webs.
That's crazy.
Makes a good home for a spider, I suppose. You can see how circuitry has come a long ways. You know, look at that little board right there. Got your start capacitor, of course. It's kind of cool, kind of old school. Just a little bracket they bent up. Kind of just a bracket for that light. Yeah, right there's the limits that we were checking out earlier. Remember? Got the little limit flipper arm, I suppose is what you would call that. Pretty interesting. And then right here is where you would adjust your force control up. The other side, force control down. So as you tighten this up, it makes it harder for this plate. Yeah, this thing's old school. I bet it's a lot older than probably 90% of y'all out there. I was a little kid when this thing was put in, so.
Whatever.
Old school at its best, OG right here. Norelco Genie Trac-Drive Model 810A. So right here's an ad from 1984. You can see Ralph isn't too happy there. He's got the chain from his old opener in his hands there. The Genie Trac-Drive came out the same year as the classic movies, The Terminator and Gremlins.
I'll be back.
Yeah, so right here we have an old style trolley. They don't make them like that anymore. And as we take a real close look at that rail, I've heard that called track tape, or I've heard it called rail tape.
Excellent.
We got our 12 dip switches there. That's for your radio controls, for your transmitter remote controls. Definitely a different design for sure. Taking a look up here, and what you're looking at right there is where that track tape, it spools up right in that little compartment in there, kind of like a tape measure, if you will.
Wicked.
So what we're looking at right there is the housing for the gear, and when that gear is turning, that's what turns the tape in the rail. So right there's the old school limit switch design, the old paper clip style. Yeah, so that design was definitely changed in the upcoming years.
Oh, thank God.
Good old overhead door model 45A. Solid state. Yeah. Plant 28. Yeah, boy. I don't know what that means. You know, I grew up in the 80s, and this machine, it reminds me of like an old LTD or an old Lincoln, you know, or even like an old Cadillac, just going with the waves, you know, just up and down, real smooth. Pretty smooth. I kind of like this old school Genie Man logo.
Yeah, but check me out. I'm like the new and improved. Check out my muscles, and I got an awesome hat. Whatever, bruh.
Let's ring this old dude back open. Bad limit switch. Bingo. Old school. Well, right here, guys, we have a old Sears Roebuck. 3rd horsepower. Chain drive opener. This thing's probably 25, 30 years old. Right here is the remote control that it came with. Check out that wood, the old Woody. Don't make them like that anymore. But no, seriously, this thing, it works really nice. Real quiet. Super quiet. Don't make them like they used to, that's for sure, nowadays. So that's a Sears Roebuck right there, 3rd horsepower. Still chugging along after 25, 30 years. Well, hey guys, thanks for checking out this oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, this one's got some noise, and that was pre-lubrication. Right here, it's a little bit quieter. I put some low temp grease in the rail. Kind of helped a little bit.
You got the old external receiver that mounted on the ceiling. It had a 3-wire, it came out of it, that ran down to the opener and it plugged right in. Check out the old wall button. I always like those with the yellow on-off light switch. Yeah, right here you can hear the start capacitor sizzling inside there.
Wicked.
Liftmaster 1020C in all its glory. I looked on the interwebs and I couldn't find a whole lot of information about it, but here it is. Hey, if you ask me, I kind of like the old style logos. You got the string that's hanging out right there. If you pull on that, you can turn the light on or off, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so you really don't see this setup very often, but when you do, you're like, whoa, what is going on here? You know, it really works pretty smooth, but still kind of risky. Yes, you guessed it, 2 doors, 1 opener. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it, but it does work.
Word up.
It's like a 57 Chevy, a garage door openers.
It sure is. And we got this old opener today. It's kind of bittersweet. This thing has been in since 1978.
That's crazy.
It's definitely old school. Design is kind of big and clunky, but it actually is pretty quiet. You can check out that old style rail. It's got like that screw. It's all the way down. Yeah, look how dirty and gross that looks. But, you know, this thing's been in here for a long time. It still works, so let's give it a ride. Got that old clutch system, got that old belt system right there. That's a heavy-duty residential opener. I mean, that thing's a tank. Built them right back in the day. Yeah, super quiet. Yeah, there's something hypnotic about just staring at that. You're getting sleepy. You're getting sleepier. Yeah, that's super quiet.
Yeah, like I said, this machine's a lot older than probably most of you guys watching this. They don't make them like that anymore. There's the up limit, down and up. It's a lot different. Don't see them like that. Haven't seen that like that in years. Over on this side's the down limit. Pretty wild. But yes, old Wickes. Hats off to this old machine.
So I thought before I throw this in the dumpster, I would take it apart and kind of take a look on the inside.
Excellent.
So that way we can see what this old school machine was all about. So basically, you know, there's a couple screws right there and right over there, and that's what takes this cover off here. And that exposes, you know, the belt there. See how that kind of works there. So I'm sure throughout the years, you know, I'm sure this isn't the original belt. You know, this is where you would change the belt. It would break, and you just put a new one on there and good to go. Pretty heavy duty. I'm telling you, this lid is it's pretty strong stuff. Definitely wasn't messing around. Pretty cool. So I'm gonna take the rest of it apart, take a look on the inside. All right, so there's the inside. See this ginormous start capacitor right there. This is where you would set your limits. You can see this little limit switch right there. This guy right there, that limit switch. And this arm is what comes around, hits that switch, turns it on and off. So there's an up and a down switch. Basically, you know, on this side over here, I took this one off. Messing around, but it slides on there, and you position it wherever you want it, and then you put the ring on. There's a little ring that holds it tight. See over here, see this ring? It just pops up like that, and that way you can turn this thing wherever you want it to set your up and down limits. You don't see them like this much anymore. There's the motor. Basically, that screw that goes down the rail, it turns with this. You know, this little gear turns and turns the rail, turns the screw in the rail. So yeah, that's the inside of it. This old beast, this old monster. How you doing, folks? Today we have a Chamberlain old school Electrolift Executive with code command control. This is an old chain drive, so here we go. There's the old school wall button. And there you have it, guys, old Electrolift Executive. All right, here's an oldie but a goodie. Oldie but a goodie. Getting retired today. You've been a good one. give it a whirl. It's got the old woody lid, kind of like the Griswolds on their car. But yeah, here's another one that's 20 plus years old. Booyah. I don't recommend it, but it does work. Yes, you guessed it, 2 doors, 1 opener. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it, but it does work.